Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Glacia. So this is a video for loosely the month of February, and I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for being here. So we're going to jump in right away with the Ascension Symptoms for this month because many of you are mostly interested in that. So we've got some pretty intense cycles that we're in. We talked about this in the last video. And what we're noticing now is some people, not all. Not everyone goes through these same upgrades at the same time, right? So some of the cycles that people are in right now, they're completing things, right? So this means we're facing the negative ego. We're having to face the different things that we haven't dealt with. So the things in your life that you know are not good for you and do not lead you to your greatest good are going to get more and more challenging for you because they're not in alignment with your greatest good, right? So that means if you're hanging on to beliefs that no longer serve you, those beliefs, because we're changing energy so rapidly, those beliefs are going to kind of force you into an experience or lock you into an experience because those beliefs hold a certain vibrational pattern. Now, if you release those beliefs, you shift your vibrational pattern, but if you don't, you're locked into that pattern, okay? Now, because we're rising up and things are speeding up, right? The energies are speeding up. So that means light is running faster. So we're operating in higher frequencies that are running faster through our bodies and through the timelines. Things show up really rapidly. So we're rapidly manifesting things. And so when you're hanging on to a belief or a point of view or a way of being that is not going to lead you through your ascension process, it's going to start becoming so hard because in order to continue moving forward, you've got to shift whatever that stuck point is. So it's just going to, seem like everything in your life is starting to fall apart. And for a lot of people, it is because we're in a major breakdown cycle. Now, if you're asking for, let's just say you're asking to make over $1 million a year. I'm just throwing that out there. So you're asking the universe, oh, how can I have $1 million a year? What would it take for me to have $1 million a year? I'd love that. But then you're hanging out in a crappy job that you hate, feeling like you have no authority over yourself to make your own choices. That's what would need to shift because that and the $1 million a year don't match. Now, many of you don't care about money, right? So I just use that as an example. This isn't about money. It's about what you're looking to receive in your life and what is preventing you from receiving that already. So that's the stuff that's going to really be presenting itself. For some, though, if you don't realize this is what's happening, it can make you go into conclusions around and stories around, my life is so hard, nothing ever goes right, I can't do this, the world is against me, and things like that, okay? And really, it's whatever you're putting out is being reflected back to you. And a lot of these beliefs are in our unconscious mind, and so they're not present in our face, but they are part of our triggers that we have in daily life. And as we know, we teach on this channel, triggers are opportunities for advancement in your spiritual awakening. They're an opportunity to clear a stuck point that keeps you limited, okay? They're a way to clear a block out of having what you want. Now, are they uncomfortable? Heck yeah. Nobody wants to be triggered, including me. I don't like being triggered. And even though I know that it leads to a greater outcome, in the moment, I still don't enjoy it, okay? Well, because triggers are stressful, right? But once you clear it for good, you no longer have this limitation that trigger was. And pet peeves are part of this. Judgments are part of this. Okay, if you're judging others, you're putting yourself on a teeter-totter and you have no inner peace or really mental clarity because your mind is caught up in making people right and wrong or making yourself right and wrong, which we know right and wrong can be very different for different people. Right? So we make it mean right or wrong. It's not that the action itself is right or wrong, it's how we perceive it to be. And many of you would probably want to argue with that because you've got fixed points of view around right and wrong. Sorry, but that's how it is. So now, through the energies in February. We know we're in a huge breakdown and we're having huge shifts in the physical body right now. Of course, we have to have this because of, look what's going on. Look at this huge thing that's happening that is part of the enslavement program that has been underway for decades. I mean, really longer than that. But this part of the plan has been, you know, the transhumanism and the mind control stuff. That part of the plan has been in play for decades. And now we're starting to see it everywhere. This is what I talk about on my Patreon channel, the New Age deception. Back to the Ascension Symptoms. Chills, massive chills. Now, what are the chills? When we feel the chills run through our body, that is energy, right? So it's energy, chi, ki, prana, whatever you want to call it. Different peoples around the world call it different names, but it's still the life force energy. And you have energy meridians or channels where, you know, channels of light through your body, and those energies will move through really rapidly. And that's your body gaining the awareness of when energy is moving. Okay, this is part of our awakening process. We're stepping into more awareness of what is going on within our energetics, okay? Because right now you're pretty aware, you stub your toe, you're aware that that hurts. But if you have an energy blockage, you're not sitting there like, ouch, this energy blockage hurts, right? So now we're starting to become aware of when the energy's stuck or when it's moving. And when intense amounts of it are moving, that's when you're gonna feel the chills move through your body. Or possibly like those tingles that kind of just move through your body. That's the energy coming in. It's upgrading your cells. It's giving you a new data set for your body, because our bodies have to shift and change to hold more light. As we increase in this light, our bodies have to be able to hold more, or they'll fall apart, right? They'll get sick. The reason we don't have super high vibrational beings or higher dimensional beings coming into this one is because it would be too painful. They don't, it's a difference of the frequency of their light body and the frequency of the physical reality is so different that it would be really challenging for that being to hold itself in such a low vibration, right? We don't want to be in such a low vibration either. Hence the awakening. So the chills, now you're also going to notice appetite changes. So most likely when you're having these huge upgrades and energies running through your body, you won't have an appetite. You'll eat very little. And it may be that if you're eating a lot right now and you're not having these symptoms, that you're about to. Because whenever the body knows when it's going to go through an upgrade. So if it knows that something is coming where it's going to be updated and upgraded and is going to need sustenance to draw on, you'll eat a lot, gain a little bit of weight, and then you'll move into the activation cycle. You won't be able to really eat. You'll be running such high energies that you'll be burning all the fat that you gained, and then you'll move forward after that, right? So when you're doing breath work and you're running high energies in your body, it naturally causes weight loss because your body's doing so much. Even though it doesn't even seem, we think you have to exercise to lose weight. It's not true, okay? But this isn't about weight loss. So another symptom is the sleep changes. Many of you will not even be able to sleep. The moment you lay down, you'll be tired all day, but feel almost like anxiety in every cell at different times. Maybe you'll be pacing around your house and not know what to do with yourself because it's just so much energy and so much is coming up. And you won't be able to sleep very well. So tired during the day, and then when you lay down, the energies just start moving so fast that you know you're not gonna sleep. But you may not have the mental clarity to get up and do anything else either. So this is where you can meditate or do breath work, or, you know, if you'd like, drink some herbal tea to help yourself sleep, you know, chamomile and skullcap. Those are really good sleepy. Passion flower is too, sleepy herbs, right? Valerian is too, if you really need some help, but that can be habit forming, so be careful with that one. It's a very potent plant. So, okay, Now with any of these, I have to say this, I'm not a doctor. Check in with your doctor before you use any of these things. This isn't medical advice. So now, also having major epiphanies. So you'll start to see through the propaganda. You'll start to see through the deception and the lies, and you'll start to question it. You'll start to see where people are being misled by these major mind control programs that have been implemented into our societies around the world. And you'll start to feel like this just doesn't feel true. This just doesn't feel right to me anymore. You know, and so you'll start to really question your beliefs. This is ongoing. The questioning beliefs has been going on and on and on, and it will continue because your beliefs are what basically are the filters that you view the world through. So if those don't shift, then you're stuck, you know, so we can't cling to our old beliefs. And that brings me to another point. The old things that you used to do don't work anymore in these new energies. So the way that you used to handle your life, it may be business, love, finances, whatever it may be, food, that stuff needs to all shift too. And I'm not saying quit your job or leave your relationship, but notice that there's different things going on within those. So every area of our life is in flux. This can make you feel hopeless. It can make you feel confused. It can make you feel like you don't know what the heck to do. So that's one of the main symptoms too, is I don't know what I should be doing. And that's because you're in a major transition. And if you thought about it this way, say you're riding a train, right? And you don't just get off at any old stop, right? So you figure out what stop to get off at before you just decide to go take action and get off the train. That's basically where we're at. We're on a train progressing forward, and when we don't have clarity about the action to take, there's no action to take at that time, except for gaining more clarity, right? And we gain more clarity through going inward. So spirituality and all these awakening teachings and the guidance that we're receiving is meant to create clarity, not confusion. Okay, many of you are so much more confused now about what the truth is compared to a couple of years ago, but that's because the deception is being exposed everywhere. And it will be exposed in the New Age movement as well. It will. And many of you probably don't agree with me right now, and that's totally fine. I'm here to present information. I was caught up in the New Age deception and working with archangels and doing things like that for a very long time when I was a lot younger. And since I got on the sovereignty path, I've learned who these beings are, and I know better now. But with the New Age deception, if you start looking into it, you'll find the information. Probably not on YouTube though, because YouTube is owned by Google, and we know that Google does the digital twin mental enslavement stuff, okay? Which is probably gonna get this video taken down now that I just said that, but hey, I'll give it a shot. So I'm going to start putting all my videos on Odyssey as well too, because I really wanna talk about whatever I wanna talk about and not have to censor my own self because of the censorship here. But anyways, here we are. I'd rather be here with you than nowhere with you, you know, or without you. You know what I mean. Okay, so you may notice that you feel sick off and on as well. Your body's gonna purge. So if you haven't done a detox in a while, or you eat crappy food and stuff like that, your body is probably gonna do a big fat detox and feel like poo for a while. So that's where really listening to your body about what it needs and trying to get off of things that put you on a teeter-totter, like caffeine. You know, many of you who have been with me for a while, you know that I've been on this coffee kind of love, hate, want to quit thing, and I've finally managed to stop. Now, it's really that the upgrades made it where my body doesn't want it. So many of you are going to notice a lot of your favorite things, you're like, ugh, I don't want that anymore. Because your body no longer resonates with it because you leveled up. So we're in a major leveling up. Now, this month, we could possibly have some weird stuff like some orchestrated events, false flag events, by these different systems of domination as a way to scare us, as a way to implement more of their mind control plans and take more of our freedom and free will away. And if that happens, it does. I am putting my energy into other things. So, but that is something that is a possibility this month. And so I'm willing to transmute, clear, and release any possibility of any false flag events on humanity. Are you? Because I want us to thrive. I want us to be able to unite. And I'll recap the Ascension Symptoms to make sure that it was clear what they were. So you'll notice the tingles and the chills. Sleeplessness, so insomnia, and also fatigue, exhaustion, both of those, okay? Mental fog, major mental fog, dizziness, possibly headaches at times, pressure in the head at times, okay? And that can also be a directed energy weapon attack too, the pressure. Which is the pushback. The systems of domination will push back whenever we go through these upgrades, so we're kind of caught in the middle of this. The ringing in the ears is a pushback from the systems. Those are negative, okay? That's not an ascension symptom. And then we've got the epiphanies. The epiphanies, the breakthrough in your awareness. It's huge. You will start seeing into the next level. So, and I don't mean like physically seeing the next level. I want to be crystal clear here. You will start to be able to perceive a higher perspective, okay? Higher, from a level of higher consciousness. Okay, so that's what I have for you today, my friends. I will be back again. Please feel free to join the Patreon group if you'd like to go deeper into it. And I want to tell you, the Inner Source class, I just created the class to help learn how to go within and have complete clarity about the answers that you're getting, so you don't have to keep seeking information outside of you and calling on different beings to try to get information, which most of them are feeding you lies anyways. But anyhow, and I don't mean people, I mean unseen beings. When you're calling on unseen beings, you don't know what you're getting if you can't see them, and they're not always who they say they are, okay? But anyways, I developed this course as a way to, it's 3 months long, and it helps you inner source so that you don't have to be confused anymore. You don't have to reach outside of yourself to heal. You don't have to reach outside of yourself for the answers or to get on your true path, okay? So it's called the Inner Source class. You can check it out on my website. And I also added a meditation library. I've been making meditations and some guided breath work. So that's also available. And then what is coming up this month too is revocations, to revoke consent to all kinds of different things. So you'll see those up on my website as well. So thank you very much for being here, my friends. I love you. You are brave, you are amazing, you are beautiful human beings, and whatever else you may identify as. And thank you.